Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learn English. My name is Mrs. Sheetal Jain Pillai and today we'll be discussing a very important topic, that is the paper pattern for HSC. This paper pattern is applicable for all those who have entered the 11th standard, as the question paper will be based exactly like the 12th standard. So stay tuned and let's see how the marks are being allocated for standard 11th and 12th. So this is the blueprint for class 12th. The written paper is for 80 marks and the distribution of marks as per sections in the activity sheet are as follows. There will be 4 sections, section A, B, C and D, for which section 1 is the prose. 34 marks is being allocated with and without options. We have section 2 as poetry. For poetry, we have 14 marks allocated. Section 3 is our writing skills. So we have 16 marks allocated for writing skills and 48 marks with options. Section 4 is the novel genre, that is drama, for which we have 16 marks. So the written paper in total is 80 marks and 20 marks we have internal with the college. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, comment in the section. I'll be happy to help. Moving on, we have section 1 as prose. What is prose? The lessons that we learn in class, which is the scene passage. What all is included in prose? Let me explain. So in prose, we have comprehension, language study, summary, note making or mind map. Now I will explain each and everything in detail. So your question number 1A is a scene extract. Scene extract means something from your textbook. Okay, a scene extract consisting of 275 words. First question will be global understanding. How have you understood the passage? Okay, it would be either filling the blanks or correct the response or correct the statements or give me a theme or a gist of the passage. Our second question will be complex factual, which means a table will be given to you or match the following will be given to you or select the correct answer. A web will be given to you. You will have to complete the web. Next, question number 3 is inference, interpretation or analysis. Now in inference, you need to guess what the answer is, understand the meaning according to the text. In interpretation, you will have to interpret what you understand or come to know after reading the text or the extract given to you. Or in analysis, you have to study in detail all the angles given in the text, divided in parts, dissection it with the help of web, complete the table, match the following or select the alternatives. So it is very simple, only the names are tricky. Don't go by the names, it's very simple. You will get match the following, complete the table, everything given in the passage. Just annotate your passage, underline the passage according to the question asked. Read the question 2 times. Question number 4 is personal response. Personal response is your opinion towards that idea. If you were in the similar situation, what would you do? Okay, so in personal response, it is whether how you will respond if you are put to in that same situation. So it would be either you agree or disagree or give solutions or give remedies or give reason why do you think so. So personal response is your opinion, views or ideas. Next, question 5 is language study, which means grammar questions will be asked from the text or the extract itself. Okay, so you have to either transform or edit the sentence from the text itself, from the passage itself. Question number 6 is vocabulary. So vocabulary will be for 2 marks. So it would be either the word register, or there will be a crossword puzzle. You will have to solve that puzzle. There will be a riddle. There will be find a word or type of word. There will be a sentence where you will have to fill in the blanks or identify the adjectives accordingly. So see what is asked and answer accordingly. So we have completed with question 1A. Let's move to question 1B, which is non-textual grammar. Grammar will be asked, but it will not be from the text. Okay, it will be one article, one tense, one preposition, plus 1 mark, spot the error. So an incorrect sentence will be given. You have to correct that sentence or identify the error in the sentence. So question number 1A is for 12 marks. Question number B, that is non-textual grammar, is for 4 marks. So in total, question number A, including A and B section, is 16 marks. Let's move to the next part, which is unseen passage, question number 2. So there's one seen passage, question number 1. There will be a unseen passage, which is question number 2. What do you mean by unseen passage? The passage which you haven't read before, but you will have to read it at the time of the exam and answer the exact same way you have answered the seen passage. So there will be an unseen extract of 275 to 300 words. The questions will be the same. Your overall understanding, 2 marks. Complex factual, which means facts. You have to identify the facts in the extract, 2 marks. Inference, interpretation, analysis, 2 marks. Personal response, 2 marks. This is all based on the unseen passage. So read the passage, annotate, underline the passage, and then answer the question. Question number 5, again you will have language study, which means textual grammar for 2 marks and vocabulary for 2 marks. There will be 2 activities for 1 mark each. Question number 2 is summary writing. Now what is summary writing? A passage is given to you, which means the unseen extract is given to you. From that you have to write a summary, which means write in short how you are going to summarize the above passage by covering all the important points. Only important points you are going to add in the summary. You are going to use correct English language along with vocabulary and correct grammar. So this is how the rubrics for summary is. You will get 1 mark if you cover all the important points and eliminate whatever is unnecessary. You will get 1 mark for language and vocabulary and 1 mark for grammar. Okay. You will not get this 3 marks if any 1 point is missing. So if you write the entire unseen passage in your answer for summary writing, you will lose this mark. You will lose this mark. Okay. Which means you haven't studied the question. You haven't worked on the question, and this is not summary writing. Summary writing is writing a gist of the unseen passage by covering only important points. How to identify important points? We will learn it in summary writing. Question number 2, mind mapping. So mind mapping is an unseen extract of around 200 words. You have to read that extract and convert it into a graphical representation. So if you cover all the points, you will get 2 marks and 1 mark for presentation. So our unseen passage, which is question number 2, is for 18 marks, where section A is for 12 marks, section B for 3 and section C for 3. So in unseen passage, there are 2 important elements, summary and mind map. Mind map also we will do in writing skills. So this is how your entire content looks like. So your question A is the scene extract along with grammar, which is a non-textual grammar. Question number A, scene extract. Question number B. Question number 1B is grammar, which is non-textual. Question number 2A is unseen passage with summary and mind map, and this is how the marks are distributed. You can pause the video and have a complete look at it. Next, let's move to question number 3, which is section 2, poem. So what is poem? Poem is the poetry that we have in the text. So always poem will be seen. Okay. How are the marks allocated? So one given poem will be given to you and you have to complete the given activities like global understanding. What do you understand of that extract? Understanding the given poem, personal response, and based on the language skill of the poetry and poetic creativity. Okay, so the first one is global understanding. What have you understood of the poem? Then question number 2 is understanding the given poem. Some questions will be asked based on the poem. If you have understood it, you will be able to answer it. Question number 3 is the personal response, like I have explained in section A. What is your opinion of that question? If you are put in the same situation, how would you answer? What would you feel? Question number 4 is based on the language skills of poetry. So this would be either your figures of speech or based on any other skills. And question number 4 is poetic creativity, very important. So a line will be given to you. You will be asked to be creative and recreate that poem according to the given question. Next, question number 3B, poetic appreciation, very, very important. So a given poem is, a given extract is given to you, and from that, why do you appreciate this poem? Why do you think that this poem needs appreciation? So write an appreciation of the given extract. This we have been learning from our 10th standard. Okay, so a given poem, will be given to you, and based on that you will have to appreciate the poem based on what is the central idea of the poem, what type of language is used, what type of features are used, and how did you as a person enjoy reading the poem, and what is your opinion about the poem. So that is for 4 marks. Next, the rubrics for appreciation. How are the marks going to be distributed, and how can you score marks in appreciation? So if you use the theme, if you write the theme of the poem and the language features, you will get 2 marks. The way you explain the appreciation and present it, you will get 1 mark. If you write your personal opinion and evaluation of the poem, you will get 1 mark. Now, what is the effects of poetry? Why should we study poetry as a genre? First, to enhance our imagination, to be creative, to provoke thought, for emotional response, for subject matter and style, and for vividity. Okay, so poetry is very important not only in your syllabus but throughout. So if you read a poetry, you have to understand what is the hidden meaning in the poetry. Okay, that is why question number 5 in question number 3 is very important. Poetic creativity. You have to use your inner self. You have to use your imagination to answer that question. It has to provoke your thought. Okay, so effects of poetry. It's very important to study poetry because it ignites your imagination. You need to think and answer to all the questions in poetry. So activities of poem, that is question number 5, can be created in these format. So you can change the idea, which means one concept, one theme, love, can be written in a beautiful manner, in a hateful manner, or in a painful manner. lines that are composed from given words. So there are there is a poem and few lines are underlined. Now I will be asking you to replace those words with some other words, okay, that changes the meaning of the poem, or rewrite the stanza by changing the underlined words. So there is a stanza, there will be some underlined words, you have to change the underlined words so that the meaning of the poem changes. Compose another line, so there will be one line given to you from the scene extract. You will have to write another line based on the line with rhyming schemes which is not included in the scene extract. There will be a stanza given to you. You will have to continue the poem by writing 2-3 lines by changing the given idea, or form a rhetorical question for the poem of any one line, or compose 2 lines with similar figure of speech. So if you're using simile, you will use simile in both the lines. Okay, this is how the activities for question number 5 will be created, and there we will be checking how creative you are and how well you have understood the poetry, how well you know your figures of speech. So rubrics for our creativity question number 5 is, if you do not attempt it, obviously you'll get 0 marks for no response, half mark for understanding the line or theme, 1 mark for relevance to the theme, and 1.5 mark for using figurative language, and you will get full 2 marks for creative composition. So to earn these 2 marks, you have to go through a lot of steps. You need to understand the question and then answer the question accordingly. Now let's come to section 3, which is our writing skills. So see, all these are your writing skills, which is everything from your 11th standard and everything from your 12th standard will be included for your writing skills. Okay, so these are the topics. Some have already been covered in the 11th standard and some have been already posted in the YouTube channel. Please go through it. Now, how are the marks going to be allocated? So section 3 writing mark is for 16 marks. Okay, so you will have 4 sections. Question number 4 will have 4 sections. So question number 4A will have 3 topics. You will have to either draft a virtual message, statement of purpose, and group discussion. So out of these 3, attempt any one. Okay, question number 4 will have email, report, and interview. So you can prepare for one perfectly. So either attempt email or report or interview. Question number 4C is speech, comparing and expansion of ideas. So prepare for any one perfectly. Question number 4D is review, blog, and appeal. So out of these 4 sections, you can identify which one you can attempt the best, and from each section you have to select any one topic and write. So each topic, each section is for 4 marks. So in section A, B, C, and D, the activity should be framed as per the options. You are required to attempt any one activity from each set. So attempting all these 4 sets is important in order to get these 16 marks. Okay, but from each set you have 3 options, which is the best deal for the students. You all can work on any one since you know the options and keep practicing it throughout the year. So this is how the marking scheme is for question number 4B. Let's take that as an example. So for email, if you attempt email, your overall content, you will get 2 marks. If you write with the proper format, 1 mark. Overall presentation, 1 mark. If you attempt report, again 2 marks for content, 1 mark for accuracy of language and appropriateness. If you attempt interview, which was done in the last year, appropriate framing of questions, 2 marks, language and style, 1 mark, overall impression, 1 mark. Similarly, for Question number 4, C. If you attempt speech, all will be 4 marks. This is how your marks will be distributed according to the introduction, conclusion and logical sequence of ideas. If you take comparing, if you attempt comparing, then connecting the events, impressive introduction and conclusion or summing up. If you take expansion of ideas, how do you expand the ideas with proper introduction and conclusion matters the most. Similarly, for question number 4D, if you attempt review, 2 marks for storyline, 1 mark for novel aspects and 1 mark for overall presentation. This is the film review which has already been done through video in my channel. Blog is also being done, so 1 mark for 2 marks for main content. I have explained clearly what is header, menu and navigation bar, 1 mark. What is footer, 1 mark. Appeal, presentation of content, 2 marks. Convincing language, 1 mark. Inspiring and motivational message, 1 mark. Coming to section number 4, drama. So question number 5A will be based on lesson number 1 of drama, which is 4.1. All the questions of question number 5A will be based on lesson number 1, which is 4.1 history of drama, and the activities will be based only on that lesson. So everything, all 4 lessons are compulsory and mandatory to be learnt. Okay, so all these activities are dealing with lesson number 4.1. See, 4.1 of the course book, 4 marks. So how the questions will be allocated? You will either get match the following, MCQs, chronological order, fill in the blanks, true or false, or define. All these questions can be asked. Question number 5B is based on 4.2, to Sir with Love. So you will get questions on the plot, questions on character, questions on theme. Okay, this is again for 4 marks. However, the questions can be based on any of these. Or the setting. What is the setting? Where is the story taking place? What language has been used in this drama? Okay, so you can read these questions. Once we do the lesson, you will understand what these questions are and how you need to answer it. Question number 5C again is based on 4.3 around the world in 80 days. How are the questions going to be framed? It's going to be framed on plot, character, theme. So it's going to be for 4 marks. However, you have options in these: setting, language, 2 marks, plot, character, 2 marks. Question number 5D, activities questions will be based on lesson number 4.4, the sign of 4. Okay, again, questions will be framed on plot, character, theme, language, and setting. So this is all the overall understanding of section 4 drama, the literacy genre. Okay, so question number 5 is based on 4.1, which is history of drama. Activities will be based on 4.1 itself. It can be either MCQs, match the following, fill in the blanks, define the following, state true or false. Okay, so if match the following is asked for question number 5.1, then true or false or define will be asked for question number 5. Question number 5A, 2. Similarly, question number 5B is 4.2, to Sir with Love. So we will either ask you describe the character, or illustrate the character, or justify why this was happening. Okay, the questions will be based on plot, structure, setting, theme, language and character for B, C and D. Okay, everything. So question number 4, everything is included. Question number 3, everything is included. this year as well as last year. 11th and 12th, writing skill, everything is included. Section 2, poetry, everything will be included. However, only one poetry will come. Section 1, which is prose, everything is included. However, only one scene passage will come out of 8. So this year as well, we will be having some omitted chapters. I will be letting you know as soon as possible once I learn about the omitted chapters. So all the best. I hope this video is useful. Please share this video if you think it is useful with your friends and family. Thanking you. This is me, Mrs. Sheetal Jane Pillai, signing off. Bye-bye. Take care.